even if they do all of these things, and even if they've taken all of these precautions, if a provider still suspects that he or she may have been the subject of medical identity theft, what can he or she do in this situation?
Yeah, I think how providers respond is very important. So, unfortunately, what we know from Federal Trade Commission and other sources is that not enough people report identity theft generally, and then medical identity theft specifically. So providers really need to raise their hand if they're concerned about this and report it to the right agencies. They can report it to CMS, they can report it to the Health and Human Services Office of Inspector General, they can report it to the FTC and other locations. I think if you work for an institutional setting like a hospital or a health system, it's important to let the relevant compliance staff know that you are concerned about potentially being a victim of identity theft. I think the whole point is try to get as many people and entities, organizations on board to help you with this issue once the possibility has been raised for you.
How is CMS helping to protect providers for those who have fallen victim to identity theft?
That's very important for us. So, as a payer, we are engaged in lots of the same activities around detection that the private sector is. So, whether it's claims analytics or working with providers to ensure that we notice spike billing, unusual billing patterns that are indicative of identity theft that we can then investigate. We've also implemented new processes to help victims of identity theft deal with that situation. So we can help to rectify their identity issues and make sure that their enrollment information and claims information are again made accurate, kind of expunged of the false information. Unfortunately, as I'd mentioned earlier, there can be financial consequences for providers who are victims of identity theft. And so we've established an identity theft remediation process that also seeks to absolve true victims of identity theft of any of those financial consequences. So we can work with the Treasury Department to remove tax liabilities associated with stolen identities and then false claims being sent to CMS. We can also absolve the provider of other overpayments like audit-related overpayments so that some of those financial consequences can be mitigated. We want to work with providers who truly are victims. I mean, this is, can be a very significant crime, very significant issue for providers. And we've learned by talking to victims of theft what their biggest issues are and then what we can do as an agency to respond.
Great. Well, thank you, Dr. Agarwal, for being here today. Clearly, identity theft is a major issue for Medicare, the Medicare program, Part D plans, and sponsors, and something the agency is working very carefully to develop a strategy on and make progress on. I really appreciate you being here and spending time with us and sharing some of your knowledge and experience.
And thank you for the chance to do so.
Thank you for joining us as we address this important issue.